Hi everyone, Happy New Year, welcome back to my channel. So we have a very exciting complexion launch for you for 2018, and it is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. You've probably heard and seen lots of this all over social media and are dying to get your hands on it. You really won't be disappointed. It's a fantastic foundation. So I'm going to do a very quick complexion demo on the lovely Zelia today. Stay tuned and enjoy. So we all know as makeup artists that prepping the skin is sometimes more important than the actual application of foundation itself. So we've used a little bit of Optimal Brightening Concentrate on Zelia's skin, and this is a serum that's infused with lots of amazing brightening vitamin C. So it will just even out the skin tone of the complexion whilst just giving a really kind of luminous finish. So loving that. Then I used a little bit of the Luminous Moisture Cream. So this is quite a rich, thick moisturiser. It's ideal for winter, so if you need something that's very rich and that's going to really kind of provide a boost of hydration to your skin, as well as giving you again a really luminous finish. It has like a luminous glow to it, then this is beautiful as well. So those two products. I'm then going to go in with the Radiance Enhancing Primer. This is my favourite primer from our range, and this is SPF 30. So the foundation itself doesn't have SPF in it, so I would really kind of include your SPF in a primer, or you can even use a powder on top of the foundation. Our All Day Luminous Powder Foundation actually has SPF 12 in it, so if you wanted to use a little bit of that on top of your foundation, then you could. So just kind of working that into the skin. You can see this gives a more obvious luminous finish, and it's got a slight kind of peachy tone to it, which is great because it'll just kind of even out redness and just make the skin look very even before we apply the foundation. So that's the Radiance Enhancing Primer. And now for the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So I have been so obsessed with this foundation. I've had a sample since Fashion Week last season, and Sheer Glow was my favourite foundation that we did. Now this is definitely my firm favourite. I'll show you why in a minute, but I'm going to use two shades on Zelia. I'm going to use Tahoe, which is medium dark 2, and Macao, which is medium dark 4. So this comes in 33 shades, which is a little bit more than the rest of our foundation ranges, so you will definitely find a shade that suits you. And first I'm going to show you two ways to apply it, and two ways of how this looks. So I'm going to use my fingers with one side of the face, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like with a brush on the other side. So this is Tahoe, and I'm just going to apply this just to the lighter areas on Zelia's complexion. And you can see already the coverage with this foundation. So it's got a slightly higher coverage than Sheer Glow. So if you're a fan of Sheer Glow, then you'll know how kind of beautiful and kind of buttery the texture is and how easy it is to blend. But how you can also create quite a sheer look with that foundation. This still looks like skin, but it has a slightly thicker texture than Sheer Glow, and immediately when you apply it, you'll notice that it actually gives a lot more coverage. What is fantastic about this is it's really hydrating. So it's actually as hydrating as a moisturiser. So that's not to say to skip your moisturiser, but it will give you hydration throughout the day. So you will notice when it goes on the skin that your skin does immediately feel hydrated. It doesn't feel dry, it kind of just glides on the skin and is really easy to manipulate. So I'm just going to kind of tap that in now I've rubbed it in. And then I'm going to go in with Macao, which is medium dark 4. One pump of this is enough really, because it does spread very well. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Macao just on this part of Zelia's face here where she's just a little bit darker, just to give a more even colour blend. I think, to be honest, you could probably carry Macao all over the face as well, but I do always like, I think when I'm doing a darker skin, to kind of use 2 shades. I think it always looks really nice and kind of gives a more balanced look to the complexion. Especially if you've got really dark skin and you struggle to find a foundation, that when it kind of hits these areas of the skin, it looks really, you know, perfect. But then when you get to this area here where you're a little bit darker, then it kind of goes a bit ashy. So in that case, I think you might want to work with 2 shades like I'm doing here. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Macao just down the neck as well. So just here, just to kind of even out the neck. So now for the next side, I'm going to use a flat synthetic foundation brush, and I'm just going to kind of paint this on. So we're going in with the Tahoe again, just on the centre panel of the face. I think, to be honest, I mean, I always love applying foundation with my fingers, and I think this formula with a brush, to be honest, I don't think you get any kind of different, you know, finish from using it with a brush than you do with your fingers. And, you know, you always go back in and kind of start blending it away, just like I am with your fingers anyway. So I do think I still kind of prefer that method, but I thought I'd show you both ways anyway, because I know there's a lot of you out there that still use brushes. So just applying that. Another thing I forgot to mention about this formula is it actually has a lot of fruit extracts in it, so it's a formula that will really look after your skin. Very similar to a lot of our NARS formulas that have kind of skin enhancing and benefiting ingredients for your skin. Just tapping that away. So now going in with Macao, and again we're just going to go in on these areas here, just where Zelia is a little bit darker, just to really give like the most natural kind of skin looking finish. So as you can see, it is a fairly full coverage, but what's amazing about it is that it feels completely weightless. Do you not agree? Mm. Yeah, so can you feel that on your skin at all?
No.
No. So it is, honestly, the technology is so fantastic, and you will get a full coverage. When you think of full coverage, I think you always think of matte and kind of really heavy and flat textures. As you can see right here, it is not flat, it's not matte, it's really beautifully radiant. So for additional coverage, what you could do is keep kind of building the foundation up. So for any areas that you have concerns, if you've got any blemishes or anything like that, then just simply kind of take the foundation and just use your fingers and just press over these areas. And you will find that you can really keep building and building this formula. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go in with a little bit of my favourite concealer, the Soft Matte Complete Concealer, because I'm going to use this under the eyes as well. So I'm going to use this just to give like an additional bit of coverage in areas that I need it, and just to kind of brighten up the under eye area as well. So that's the complexion with the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation and a little bit of Soft Matte Concealer. So I've just used that just to cover any additional areas that needed a bit more coverage. And then I'm going to go in just with a little bit of powder actually, because it's up to you. I've not been wearing a powder with this foundation because I didn't feel that my skin needed it. Like I said, it is hydrating and it kind of gives you this radiant finish, but it's not kind of oily. It still kind of dries down, and You don't really need to use powder with it, but I'm just going to use a little bit. This is Mountain in the Soft Velvet Loose Powder, and I'm going to use it just with a 42 blending brush, just to kind of spot powder areas where there's any shine. Then just to finish the look off, we're going to use a little bit of Talia contour blush just to contour Zelia's cheekbones. Where's my Yuchio brush? There it is. And then we're just going to add a little bit of colour to the cheeks using Panic Dual Intensity Blush. I think this formula will be great with this foundation because it's quite a kind of radiant blush formula, and it really reflects the light. So I've been using this a lot with this foundation, and it just looks so beautiful. So that's our new Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So I've just done a really kind of fresh complexion demo for you there. This is definitely a foundation that's going to take you into 2018 on the right foot with your complexion wardrobe. I love this foundation. As I've said, I've been wearing it since I got a sample last Fashion Week. It's got a really beautiful kind of serum like base to it. It's long wear, 16 hours wear, it gives you a great full coverage but still looks natural, it's radiant, it's literally got everything you want in a foundation. So absolutely loving this. It's out now, and yeah, go and get yours, and you'll be happy you did. So thanks so much for watching, thanks to Zelia for being my model today, and I will see you very soon.